This is Alan Weinkrantz with Robert Scoble with Rackspace, and there's an event coming up in Israel in May in Tel Aviv, the Wearables Conference.
Yeah.
So what?
I don't have any of my wearables on, man. I'm like naked.
So what brings you to Israel?
Other than I got batteries, I got an iPad, I got an iPhone.
So
Moto X.
What brings you to Israel?
Well, Israel is where the coolest and most interesting companies have been coming out of for the last few years. You know, PrimeSense is a great example. They just got bought by Apple. They make 3D imaging sensors, and that really is going to open up a new kind of human-machine interface and a whole new way to build systems that are going to study you as you move around the world, right? You know, they sort of licensed some of the early technology to the Xbox for the Kinect sensor, and the Xbox sensor now can see your heart rate from across the room because it's so sensitive, and these sensors are now coming down in cost. So you have to go to Israel to see stuff like that, to see what's coming away out of the military there, and what's coming out of the geek factories there, and then what are the trends that in terms of cost. Because if you know what the costs are doing, then you can see all sorts of fun stuff happening in the future. Plus, it's a great place to, you know, go and eat and you know, hang out with people who are changing the world, and it's a lot of fun.
So you've got a book number 2 with Shell.
Yeah, it's called Age of Context, and it's all about the trends that we see by going around the world. And that's, you know, I'm not just going to Israel this year. I'm going to Korea and London and other places. Here we're in San Antonio, Texas, right? And there's a few people here behind me who are running Rackspace, and we're talking about what they're seeing. But Age of Context is 5 separate things that are all joining together to make a new kind of operating system possible. Wearables is one, or Internet of Things, if you really want to get geeky about it. Sensors. The amount of sensors is going up exponentially. Google just bought the Nest thermostat. Well, that had a sensor in it, right? In fact, it had, I think, 2 or 3 sensors in it. One at least to sense the temperature, and then one to sense the motion going by it. So that Nest knows that you're walking by it every time you walk by it, right? That's a lot of data that Google would love to know. Are you home? You know, because if you're home, they can offer you all sorts of different services than if you're not home, right? And wearable sensors, data, big data, large data, small data, data innovation. You know, here we have Object Rocket, which is a high-speed MongoDB system, which MongoDB didn't exist when we wrote our first book together, right? And then you add on social network data. Twitter has 500 million tweets a day, and it's going up exponentially. And then you add in location data about where we're standing. You join those 5 things together, you fuse them, and that makes a new kind of operating system possible, a contextual operating system, or a contextual system. If you watch Person of Interest, it's the system.
Yeah.
We have a machine, and it is watching us and deciding on things, right? And that's sort of true. In the future, your phone is going to know whether you're walking, or in a meeting, or running, or skiing, or driving, or shopping, or you know, doing something you're not supposed to be doing in Vegas, you know.
Yeah, or Tel Aviv.
Hey,
never mind.
What happens in Tel Aviv stays in Tel Aviv.
Yeah, really. So good. Well, we look forward to seeing you.
Yeah.
A great event, a terrific ecosystem.
Thanks.
This is Alan Weinkrantz with Robert Scoble in San Antonio.